At the top of the newscast, we told you about the mass dispute that led to a grocery store security guard stabbing a man in Santa Monica.
And then there was this mass dispute that spilled into the street outside a Woodland Hills donut shop. And now there's concern the new LA city and county laws requiring businesses to check proof of vaccine before allowing you to enter will lead to more confrontations.
And in many cases, it will be the workers bearing the brunt of the verbal and physical assaults. Well, we have two experts to help us sort this all out. Jonathan Harris is an associate professor at Loyola Law School, and Daron Wyatt is a former police sergeant and runs DLW Consulting and Investigations. Welcome. Thank you for being both with us.
Thank you.
All right, first we're going to go to Professor Harris. Professor, what's the liability for businesses and workers on the front lines just trying to enforce these mandates?
Well, in terms of the actual liability of the enforcement, my understanding is that when it takes effect, the enforcement of the law will take effect on November 29th. And for first violations, businesses will get a warning. Second, a violation will be a $1,000 fine. Third violation will be $2,000 fine, and any subsequent violation would be $5,000 per incident.
Well, Daron, we've all seen those confrontations on camera regarding mask mandates. We just showed you some of those examples. Yep. What's your advice on de-escalating a situation should it happen?
Well, I think the first thing that everybody needs to realize is that it's an administrative violation. It's not a criminal violation. So anybody who's attempting to enforce it needs to realize what they're getting themselves into, and is it worth it to force it to where it's an actual physical confrontation? And my advice would be it's not. If you confront somebody coming in who's not abiding by the mandate and they don't want to comply, don't let it escalate into a physical thing. Back off and call your local law enforcement agency and let them come and deal with it.
And Professor Harris, how hard will it be for businesses to enforce the new vaccine mandates, and do you expect them to be doing so?
You know, I think that with where we are now, folks are more familiar with both mask mandates and vaccine mandates in the way that maybe last year at this time we weren't. And so in a way, it's nice that the mandate is now coming from the government and not from the individual company making the decision about whether they're going to have this requirement. That way, the employer can kind of fall back on the fact that, look, this is a requirement by the city government. I have no control over this. And so I do think that there will be employers stepping up to do this. Now, the question is, who are they going to have do that intervention for folks that are, asked to show their vaccine cards or don't want to. Yeah. And I think that's where it can get difficult. And employers should really have a plan for how they're going to do this so that it doesn't fall on their frontline workers to not only do what they were trained to do, but also to end up being enforcers of this mandate.
So, Daron, what is the best way for businesses to maintain security in this new normal of enforcing mandates?
Well, I think that Professor Harris had a very good point there. And first and foremost is for them to decide on a company level as how they're going to approach it. You don't want a donut shop or, an ice cream shop having a teenage employee in high school happen to be the people trying to enforce this. So they need to make a decision as to how they're going to do it. I think if it's going to become an issue where they want to actually enforce it, they need to make sure that they have licensed security guards and that the people are well trained in knowing what exactly they can and can't do in this enforcement effort, so that they don't incur either civil liability or what we've seen recently, criminal culpability. I mean, this is not the first time we've seen violence from a security guard trying to enforce a mandate like this. So it's a really difficult situation all the way around.
And before we go, we want to speak once again to Professor Harris. There's a lot of concern for workers, especially those young workers. What are their rights? Is it fair to put them in these potentially dangerous situations to enforce the mandates?
Right. So unfortunately, we just haven't gotten the guidance from the federal government and OSHA in particular on this that we really need over time. There are no specific OSHA standards for workplace violence, which is really what this entails and things we've been seeing. There's a general duty clause under the OSHA law that says that employers are required to protect their employees and have them work in a place that is, quote, free from recognized harms that are causing or likely to cause death or serious physical harm. Now, that's not really what we're going to be seeing in this instances, so it probably won't rise to that level. The one thing that I think workers could do in some instances is if the targeting seems to be based on immigration status, race, gender, or any protected category, there could be protections under the Title VII and other anti-discrimination laws for workers. But I think that this shows in some ways a difficulty of the federal government's not, and OSHA in particular, not stepping up in the way that we need them to.
Professor Jonathan Harris and Daron Wyatt, thank you so much both for being with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you both.
Thank you.